Vai,
E ele se enrola com o namoro só
vai,
fica.
vai. Oh yeah, Muddy in here?
But it's like
Oh, you better get
my
spanked.
little brother feel
Hop on the
like a
court.
kid and I'm right around a dead ass wrong. You know that. So it is what it is. So I
Like
wish I
what? Like what? Tweety Bird. I just can't get the ball. I don't know what the fuck that was. My nigga has no ankle braces. This nigga barely making shots. Mm-hmm. Just let him go straight to the paint. Nigga, is that a squirrel? What is that that keep popping up? What the fuck is that? My nigga can't do shit on the court. They did not have to patch these niggas this much though, bro. Like I can't do nothing. I literally can't do nothing on the court. Oh my god. I can't do shit. Like nah, this is OC. Yo! I'm getting broke off everything. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He gave me the ball back. Hush. That bitch was quick as dog shit. Oh, you shitty. Like what?
full metal body is sturdy and houses a high-capacity lithium battery, which charges via fast charging ports or phone chargers.
Back to the game as a contributor. No. Not at all? No. We got 3 good minutes with Inter. No. You like it? No. I ain't gonna lie, I like it. He can't be, how can he be honest in his assessment when most of the population look at you as, like, you number 1 on Mount Rushmore? How can you go in there and give your honest critique of the 9th player on the fucking team? Or the 3rd guy on the team, where it don't come across as, well, you might hate me again, dog. Okay. Like, it's not going to come across as genuine, because I don't think he's going to be his genuine self and giving his honest critique of what he's seen. I don't like it. Well, like, there's no one that's ever done, like, so this is so people think I'm wild for this taking. We look at Michael Jordan individually as the greatest basketball player. Tom Brady, we look at as the most winningest quarterback, but no one would consider Tom Brady the best quarterback at that position. Skill set. We're talking about skill set here. Did he win 7 Super Bowls? Yes. Now take anything off of what he accomplished from the skill set that he possessed when he got drafted, 299. He went 299 for a reason. He made the best out of his opportunity, skill set, all of things, yes. But people are just throwing up the football and national talent and things like that. People would say Joe Montana, Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes, Troy Aikman, just throwing up the ball would say probably would have been better of that than Tom Brady. We ain't talking about winning here. We're talking about individual skill set and who people looking at you at. So Tom Brady can go in the booth and talk football. He can talk football because it's a totality of the sport. It's more moving pieces than it's basketball. I just don't think Mike can be honest. And going up and then like critiquing people and giving this honest critique when somebody plays bad or somebody doing things that up to his standard or things like that, I don't think he's going to be true. He can't be without coming across his hate. Because we get the old nigga hate right now. And I think we're as honest as we can possibly be on this couch. There's no way he can be there. I think the way that show is structured, at least from that first installment, you're not going to necessarily be calling out individuals. to guys. It'll be
No,
more
but-
his perspective
I
on.
like it.
He's just gonna talk how he did
In general?
when he played.
In general?
Yes.
Okay. Back in my
In
game.
general.
Okay.
Oh, you know, some of these teams need to shoot less threes, and it's gonna be general,
Okay.
cutty cutter,
Okay.
type of. He's not there. The world is not gonna get the Michael Jordan we know.
Okay. So we're being cheated then.
So you're being cheated of how you can improve in your skills because he will give it to you raw
Yes.
and tell you. You would think that they would put him in like when they had Kobe doing breakdown film. That's how you should use Michael Jordan. Where you can put him, okay, this guy needs to go here. You see how his man, like he should be in the breakdown film because he can just go. See this guy just move this guy and use his mind that way. Because you're not gonna be able to have him sit there and call a game out because he's gonna sound worse than Charles Barkley.
Nothing hurts worse than losing a parlay by 1, except not knowing why. I would just copy random parlays on X.
You know Charles Barkley sounds bad?
When you're talking about how honest Charles, oh, he's terrible, terrible.
That's,
Do you hear how Charles Barkley talks about how Michael Jordan treated them?
That's cool.
Yeah.
We want to hear that.
We know how Charles Barkley talked. How Charles Barkley sounded, how Michael Jordan talked about them. Hey man, what you hoes doing, man? Hey.
they call them hoes.
You think Michael Jordan will go on TV with those personalities
Why not?
and they're gonna be them and he gotta sit there playing because of his brand? Oh no.
Nah. He can.
Boy,
He can.
he gonna shut the studio down.
He
Hey,
can
man,
be
hey, shut up.
He can be.
What y'all think y'all out here doing?
I mean, I think them bringing back Michael Jordan was just for like marketing, of
Yeah,
course.
marketing.
I mean, you know, everybody.
Get everybody
I mean,
excited.
everybody who's a Michael Jordan fan, everybody who watched Michael Jordan. I
Mike, come sit down for an hour. We're going to ask you some questions. We'll
Yeah.
cut it up all
Controlled.
Yeah, control. I mean, you know, and he's the face. He's the
Watch
face.
Last Dance for real.
He had no problem with Gary Payton.
But it's all
Gotta
controlled.
see that type of
But it's all controlled.
See,
It's
but
already
last
happening.
dance, Michael Jordan, we're not gonna get.
That's what we. Why not?
Because that was his.
Because that was him.
That's him.
He could do that.
No, he-
That's what I'm saying. Man, one thing I got.
It's a good branding, though. I mean, everybody that's a Jordan fan.
Boy, when you done with it.
Like, but it's the brand. It's just these guys built these images, right? Like Kobe's image to the world, how he deals is very different from him in practice, right? It's right. Who they are in practice and who they are around us is not what's being sold to the world. They're being sold a certain way, and he's not gonna break that for nothing. So you're not gonna get none from him. You're not gonna get none from Tom Brady, really. You're not gonna get none from Wayne Gretzky, right? These guys' images are so top tier that they can't tell you the truth. It'll hurt your feelings. It'll hurt your feelings. It'll hurt your feelings if you just had 38 and Mike sit there and be like,
But why would he?
who we talking about it in?
Why
That boy,
would he
your
do that?
feelings if you hurt thinking Michael Jordan about to give you praise.
Why would he do
Just about Luka had 43
We got somebody on. Why would he do
Luka
that?
had 43 last night, right? Luka had 43 last night. He just break that shit down in the way that
If he said, oh yeah, he just plays one side of
it's just
the
dancing.
coin.
He couldn't get this back.
He can't be put up there with the
He's not a leader. He's not this. Look at him.
Okay, he needs to hear that. Why you can't say that? I don't get why you can't say that.
He can't.
Yes, he can.
He
Man,
can.
that sounds crazy.
He can't.
I ain't gonna front. I don't think people. Michael Jordan can say whatever.
Michael Jordan can do whatever.
He up there with them yellow. He up there with them yellow eyes.
Hey, come on. Who want to see his eyes watering yellow?
Everybody know where Mike at.
He was crying without crying.
What's the worst?
Eyes was watery.
He said crying without
I wish I could play everything.
What's the worst
Like,
thing
who
you
we
ever
know?
heard Michael Jordan say?
I wish I could play.
worst thing?
I just want to play every day.
What's the worst thing you ever heard him say?
What's the worst thing I've ever heard him say?
Hey, Michael Jordan, who's the GOAT? There's no GOAT.
Yeah.
You know that? Knowing damn well if he said me, damn.
I mean,
What's wrong with
I mean,
that?
everybody will love it.
What's wrong with that?
LeBron James said
What's
he's the
wrong
greatest
with
player.
it is, let me tell you what's wrong with it.
To guys that came before.
Let me tell you a secret.
Guys that paved the way.
Say it again.
No, Michael Jordan said it's disrespectful to the guys that came before him that paved the way for him to be who he is.
Oh, for him, for Michael
That's
Jordan.
the most
To say that he's the greatest.
That's
what he said publicly.
That's the most political answer. So now, if you hear every
they're
conversation,
around that motherfucker playing
Myself.
bourrée. They're around that bitch playing bourrée in motherfucking space. What you think he gonna say? Man, you can't. None of you motherfuckers.
when they go to top 50, top 25, and him and Will and all them talk about each other, who's
carrying
arguing?
my bag?
But we know that.
Carrying my
I
bag.
don't know
The
that.
world don't know that.
I mean,
You ain't never heard him say himself.
Carry my
he's a
bags,
GOAT.
y'all.
But when you put all them players together, there is already a pecking order.
Pardon my bag.
I'm him, y'all are behind me.
Pardon
But
my
he's
bag.
never gonna say it publicly.
I mean, well, LeBron don't think that.
But
LeBron is the greatest.
I'm gonna tell you, and what happened to him?
Huh?
What happened to him?
What happened?
What happened? No,
I mean,
what happened?
I mean, they just start talking bad about it.
Of course. And I'm gonna tell you a secret. I'm gonna tell you.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Here's a
But
secret.
if you don't say that.
Here's a secret. LeBron says the same things Jordan says. He says the exact same thing on purpose. But he gets bashed for it. Rings don't matter, it's about the... Jordan already said that. He copied it. He copied it word for word. You hate him for it. Because this is an idol. And that's all you want to look at him as. He's not going to break that.
And that chosen one shit.
That chosen one. Because he knows he doesn't need to say he doesn't need to say
Right.
he's the GOAT because he is.
And then when you don't perform as that, people start chipping.
I don't
away.
need-
You know what I'm saying? When you don't equate what you didn't put out there for people, chosen one, the greatest, the king, all this
Right.
shit. And when you don't perform, when you 4 and 8, 4 and 9 in the final,
Okay, 4 and 6.
Now,
that too.
He's still
Because
considered, but he's still considered
very close finals, though. A few of them were closer than they look.
Boy,
who gave it to him?
man.
A couple of the
He
closest
gave
ways
it
that he
to
did.
the
I'm
GOAT,
just saying, like, he
I
gave
know
it
that
to
to
him.
you, your opinion, yeah, of course.
Man,
All of our
this is
picks.
crazy.
I need my check,
I don't
Kenny.
get
I need my
why
check.
What I'm
you
saying
can
is
play
all
the game. Nobody could be better than Jordan, so let Jordan be Jordan. If nobody could be better than Jordan, no matter what they
Right,
do.
so why are we playing?
So why are we playing? What the fuck is he playing?
The hell we playing?
We playing to be second? Everybody that grows up now plays to be second.
To make money.
Or third.
Or third, maybe
yeah.
third. Yeah.
I mean,
Because nobody ever be better than him.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're just
Best
playing for
ever
the money.
came, we already seen the best, so why we even playing this game?
I mean, ever since basically 1992,
Good shit.
everybody's been playing
a lot
for
of people that
second.
played this game since 1992.
Not to me.
And they've been playing for second. I'm just
Fuck is this?
and I mean,
People, they're gonna be playing for second for a lot longer.
Because I can tell you this: if you're Michael Jordan, the one thing you don't have to say is I'm the GOAT. Because in
Y'all
90,
fit for him.
in 1992, right? He had 2 rings. He just finished the USA basketball. Shit, before USA basketball, you have Magic Johnson. Oh, this is after 92. You got Magic Johnson in the booth saying he is the greatest of all time. You got Isaiah Thomas doing the games saying he's the greatest that ever played. The 2 people coined him, and Magic was number 1 at that point. Magic as number 1 gave Jordan 1992. 92. He's going for his 3rd championship, and Magic Johnson said he is the greatest player that ever lived.
Oh, so they wasn't on the stream. He didn't call them nobodies, huh?
Huh?
He didn't call them nobodies on the stream, though. Huh? Cool.
I was like, yeah, okay. Man, that's crazy.
Not to this generation.
I'm about to say,
That's
that's
Bron's generation right here. Y'all are unks and shit. I know y'all love Jordan. This is Bron's town.
No,
man.
no. Hey, listen, I'm with you.
I'm just saying.
But the people,
These young-
but the people who's doing this,
Yeah.
when they say who's the greatest and they check it, it ain't no YN.
Nah, but to them,
It's old ends.
old.
Old.
They say-
Old players.
And we gotta listen to that. Believe that, right? Believe Kobe's 10 and 12.
Unless you got to vote, it's just an opinion.
That was just an opinion. So
Nah, no, opinion. If you can vote,
I'm just saying, Stevie A and them,
it's an opinion.
yeah.
It's opinion. Once the pen hits the paper and it counts as a vote, it's not an opinion at that point. Just FYI.
So, girls, you mentioned MJ also told the story about he was staying at the owner of the Ryder Cup's house during the Ryder Cup, brought his grandkids through, made MJ go on the basketball court and shoot a free throw.
You didn't say somebody who played in the Ryder Cup. You said the owner of the Ryder Cup.
I believe it was
the one who created the Ryder Cup.
According to MJ, was renting his house. MJ mentioned he already paid for the house, so he didn't know why he had to put on a free throw exhibition. But just
you better shoot that goddamn free throw, Jordan. It better be like it, nigga. You better make it. His grandsons want to see you shoot the ball. My grandsons want to see you shoot.
Do the tongue. Let me see if it's real.
Do the logo, do the logo.
Got Mike out there.
Listen, we're not going to do Mike like that.
Mike Jordan.
Yo, and the crazy shit about it is that they felt that, that they had audacity to ask this man who we look at as the greatest of all time to dance for them.
No, shoot a free throw.
In the big house.
No, it's just
In the big house. In the big house. Then you gonna burn the man to sleep on it?
Absolutely. Who is nigga on this nag?
For sure.
Hey,
On the man, get out there.
Yeah, I hear all that, but who this nigga on this nag?
In the big house.
He stay in the big house, bro?
In the big house?
In the big house.
Burn the bed.
Unless you willing to burn the bed.
already rented the house and still had to put on a free throw.
I wish your daddy was here.
No, I'm just saying the way he said it just makes us be able to troll him. Because he said it exactly how we're saying it. Yes. Said it, man, like, yeah.
But he did not
pick
look
that ball up
happy
and
saying
shoot,
it.
boy.
Did not want to shoot you.
Hey,
For real.
pick that ball up and shoot, boy.
I ain't picked up a bat, boy. I don't know.
I was so nervous up there.
I was so nervous.
He told me, you better not miss. 30 lashes. Oh, Lord. 30 lashes. You better not miss, boy.
30 lashes.
Your name
Something's wrong with us, y'all.
is Toby.
My
Something's wrong with
son, my
us. The
grandson.
fact that he said...
Every Acorns customer has potential. Some write us letters. This is one of them.
Dear Acorns, I paid off over $1 million of debt, and I did it the hard way. I don't want my girls waiting until adulthood to figure it out like I did. So I'm using their Acorns Early Card to teach them that money isn't just about spending, it's a tool. They earn their own money around the house and learn to balance short-term wants with long-term goals. My name is Nassima McElroy, and I'm growing my kids' potential.
Now, normally on this channel, we don't upload on back-to-back games, but I'm going to be honest with you, this may be one of the biggest stories in the NBA we've seen in years. For those who are unaware, earlier today, news broke that the NBA, players, coaches, and anyone who was involved is under investigation from the FBI. And what is being alleged is pretty steep allegations. The FBI is doing a wide-range investigation on illegal sports betting and rigged poker games that have been backed by the mafia. In these allegations, there have been over 30 people who have already been arrested. The 3 people that we are familiar with in this investigation that have already been arrested are Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, and Damon Jones. Now, when doing a video like this, I want to be very responsible and respectful to the process that comes with arresting people and putting them in jail. So far, this is just an investigation. Even though there are arrests being made, everything is allegations, and everyone involved is innocent until proven guilty. But with that being said, when the FBI is involved, we are talking about an agency that will not take the steps until they have done their due diligence. And in the reporting, we are talking about years of investigation. We are talking about the feds. When they get involved, they have more than enough evidence to really throw the book at you. So even though these are allegations, and even though everyone is innocent, it's not looking that good at all for the 30 people who are involved and have been arrested, especially for Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, and Damon Jones. So what exactly has happened? What exactly is being alleged? How exactly did we get here? Because it is pretty steep. Well, there are 2 separate indictments that are occurring. The first involves 6 defendants accused of participating in sports corruption schemes that exploited insider information involving NBA players and teams. The defendants leveraged their connections to place prop bets based on confidential insider information, winning tens of thousands of dollars per bet. The second indictment involves 31 defendants charged with participating in a nationwide scheme to rig illegal poker games. And the FBI claims the way they were to pull this off is that they used high-tech cheating technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in underground poker games that were secretly fixed. Now, it's very important to understand the 3 people that we are familiar with in this story: Billups, Rozier, and Jones. It's very important to make sure you connect the dots accordingly. Terry Rozier specifically is associated with the prop bets. He's associated with the insider information for prop betting. Chauncey Billups is specifically associated with the rigged poker games, and Damon Jones actually is associated with both of these indictments. So big ol' yikes if you're Damon Jones. Big ol' yikes. But how exactly did they catch him, and what are the details pertaining to both of these indictments? Now, when it comes to Damon Jones, what is being accused is that he would use his relationships and information as a former player, and is even an unofficial assistant head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, on players who would or would not be available, and pass along that information. He actually did this, allegedly now, with LeBron as well. It is being accused that back in 2023, in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks, Damon Jones had some information before the public did that LeBron was not going to play, and with LeBron not being available, of course, passed that information along to someone else, and then they decided to bet on the Bucks, and of course won large. But what I believe is way more damning is that we're talking about NBA players allegedly now claiming that they were being told, or that they're telling people, that they're going to take themselves out of the game early due to injuries, and then of course not be able to hit their over on a certain bet, which will then translate to tens of thousands of dollars per bet. And to make it even worse, even if there are certain gambling companies and entities that may put a cap on how much money you can bet, this was a whole operation. They had multiple people putting money down everywhere. Gambling sites, in casinos, in person. They would come in person and drop off money. Terry Rozier, still a part of this, has been one of the biggest culprits of these allegations. Claims: the FBI says the NBA player Terry Rozier told defendants that he was going to leave a game early on March 23rd, 2023 with an injury. The defendant then placed a bet more than $200,000 on the under for his prop bets, with Rozier leaving the game after 9 minutes. Those bets paid out tens of thousands of dollars in profit, and the defendant and Rozier counted the money at his house. ESPN continues in this article to remind us that Terry Rozier was indeed connected to Jontay Porter. For those who need me to jog your memory, especially because I don't think we covered that story on this channel, but Jontay Porter, who was a censor for the Toronto Raptors, banned from the NBA last year as Porter pled guilty to conspiracy charges and admitted in court to manipulating his performance in 2 games during the 23-24 season. He is awaiting his sentence in December, but just be very mindful. Effectively, Jontay Porter claimed that something happened with his eye. He had to get out the game, and of course, if you knew that he was going to do that, then you would put a bunch of money on his unders and you would make a bunch of money, which seems to be the exact same thing that happened with Terry Rozier and his foot injury. His foot injury. Yes, Terry Rozier has been caught in that fashion, and there has been several other teams that have been put money on that are in connection to this as well. Those teams are as followed: the Charlotte Hornets, Portland Trail Blazers, Los Angeles Lakers, and Toronto Raptors. So that is the first one, and it's a pretty damning one. And it certainly puts into question the legitimacy of gambling sites being intertwined with the NBA. And I'm going to go as far as to say that is the most problematic one, because the NBA, as well as some of their partners, such as ESPN, have effectively been in bed with gambling platforms, companies, for years now. to the point where ESPN has their own betting subsection, their gambling subsection called
Missing stickers? Take the lead.
What's up, people? If you haven't read The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, you can just read the titles of the chapters and apply to real life. I don't care if you're a street guy, working at McDonald's, or even a lawyer. This can apply to everyone. Today I'm relating to the underworld and how following these 48 laws will bring success, whether you're a boss or a foot soldier. I know my subscribers pretty well, and you guys are pretty smart. And we think alike also. So I know y'all gonna like this. So if you haven't subscribed, it only takes 2 seconds to click the button. If not, let's just get into the video anyway. Law number 1, never outshine the master. This is a very important when you're coming up under the boss. Ability. Being predictable is a flaw, and the right person can play you like a puppet. The guy that says he's 3 steps ahead is basically telling you you're predictable. He knows how you will react to the thing he throws at you, so he already have his pieces in place. Now, Benny the Chin didn't have to go to war with John Gotti. He sat back and made John Gotti think he was powerful than he was. He watched him self-destruct, and when Gotti went down, Benny the Chin became twice as powerful. Law 18, do not build a fortress to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. You decide to isolate yourself from your enemies and the world at large, you cut yourself off from valuable information. Paul Castellano was the boss of the Gambino family, and he stayed in his big white mansion and isolated himself from his men, and the guys took it as disrespect, and that was one of the 20 reasons he was gunned down. Law 19, know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Now, this is not about fear. It's about knowing your place. And if you offend the wrong person, you could lose your bread and butter or your life. A lot of sensitive guys that are in power right now. You must watch what you do and say. The wrong joke could put you in a casket. Law number 20, do not commit to anyone. You ever notice the difference in the first time you do something for someone versus the 3rd or the 4th time? You stay late for your boss, and then after a couple times, they start to expect you to do it. In any situation, after the 1st time, it becomes entitlement. Don't be in a rush to tend to people's needs. For some reason, the people respect the person that does less for them. You see it mostly with females. They start to respect you more when you don't commit. Now, rule number 21, play a sucker to catch a sucker. Play dumber than your mark. Now, how many of us ask questions that we already know the answers to? Now, I know for sure I'm guilty of it. That's a way to see where loyalty is. To see if the person will tell you the truth. Like Paul Castellano, he asked Neil to get those FBI tapes that he already had. He just wanted to see if Neil was loyal to him or the other person. Rule number 22, use the surrender tactic. Transform your weakness into power. When you realize you can't win a war due to less manpower or firepower, it's okay to surrender, rebuild, and use that as a reason to become stronger. Rule number 23, concentrate your forces. Now you want to focus your resources and energies where you have the most impact. Or get the most benefit. Otherwise, you'll waste limited time and energy. Now that's pretty self-explanatory. Rule number 24, play the perfect 14. Learn the rules. Even if you don't play by the rules, it better look like you play by the rules for your benefit. I'm pretty sure Alpo gave the impression that he was staying up and lived by the codes. That caused him to rub shoulders with some serious men. Rule number 25, recreate yourself. Midget Moley was selling dog food and was touching paper until he was booked and did time for attempted murder. When he got out, he saw that the game changed, so he had to rebrand himself based on what was on the streets to survive. Rule number 26, keep your hands clean. Well, it's kind of hard to do that on the streets, so you know what to do. Get others to do the dirty work for you, such as enforcers, or some like to hire out-of-town shooters. Rule number 27, play on people's needs to believe to create a quote like following. Money, woman, power, cars, jewelry. If you're working under a kingpin, one of those things I just named were promised or expected once you got down with the team. Rule number 28, enter action with boldness. No matter what happens, boldness will never leave a true leader. Even when you make a mistake, you must fix that mistake with boldness and confidence. One sign that you lack of confidence could make your followers question your leadership. Rule number 29, plan all the way to the end. A lot of people look at having a plan B as settling. I look at having a plan B and a plan C as having options. A part of a master plan is preparing for the worst. In life, there are setbacks such as droughts, heat, snitches, robberies, and trust me, you won't get a warning before it happens. Rule number 30, make your accomplishments seem effortless. On The Wire, they couldn't believe how Marlo accumulated so much territory with him being so young and independent. The way that he didn't lose sleep over war gave people the impression that he was playing the game better than them, and that's a good look. Rule number 31, control the options. Get others to play the cards you deal. When going into any type of business deal, the other person must feel like they have a win. The choice you want them to make must sound like you're compromising and will give them the most benefit. Make sure they are aware of the consequences that comes with not making the right choice. Rule number 32, play the people's fantasies. When you enter the game, the mission is to get rich, right? When Larry Chambers wrote those rules, he made it very clear that if they followed those rules, he guaranteed them they will be rich. Rule number 33, discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness, a hole in his armor. Find it and its leverage that you can use to your advantage. Now, Sosa knew Tony wasn't messing with him when it came to soldiers. One thing that I always say is Tony needed more security. Tony wasn't in his right mind that night, and Sosa saw the perfect opportunity to take him out. He wasn't even going to give him any chance to prepare. Rule number 34, be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. Act like royalty and people will treat you that way. Project dignity and supreme confidence that you're designed for great things, and others will believe it. And that don't mean walk.
A peace plan for Gaza. For the plan to advance, Hamas must disarm.
Around with a crown on your head. Law number 35, master the art of timing. Never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying betrays a lack of control over yourself and over time. Always seem patient. Don't be quick to react and play yourself. When you're patient, it gives you time to think about your next move. Law number 36, disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Now this goes for anything. If you cannot get that girl you always liked, that girl you always wanted, that connect you always wanted, that job position, don't be a slave to your wants. If you cannot have it, ignore it. Move on. If not, you'll drive yourself crazy. You'll start doing things out of desperation. Chris wanted to make the newspaper so bad to make a name for himself, forgetting he's supposed to be under the radar. He does something as stupid as shooting someone in the foot. Now, lucky for him, he didn't get arrested and get hit with time for attempted murder. Law number 37, create compelling spectacles. Put on the show using stunning visuals and powerful symbols that connects with people emotionally. Create compelling spectacles and no one will notice what you're really doing. And I can't really compare that with anything, so I'll leave that to y'all. So let me know in the comments what you guys come up with. Law number 38, think as you like but behave like others. Now this is kind of similar to law number 1, never outshine a master. It kind of gives me the kissing ass vibe. No matter what you think, always agree with the rest of the circle. So you don't want to make anyone else feel inferior with your ideas. You don't want to seem smarter than your superiors. If they see you as a threat, they will keep you down with no promotion. Now Sonny passed over Lefty for a reason. Law number 39, stir up waters to catch fish. Now, we all know that one hothead that all you have to do is get in their head and get them mad. They move out of anger, which throws off their game no matter what. Tony kills his best friend / business partner after he finds out he slept with his sister. Now, some might understand him, but that wasn't a great business move, and that started to show when Manny wasn't around anymore. Another example, there's a sit down where there's two main men. If you can get the other guy to get angry and say something out of line, you'll automatically win the sit down. Law number 40, despise the free lunch. When someone gives you something for free, you're then obligated to them. What's the number 1 rule in jail? Do not take anything from anyone. What do you think they're going to want after that? Even on the street, you don't want to feel like you owe something to someone and you have to do something you don't want to do. Free can be very dangerous. Now, law number 41, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. If you succeed a great man or have a famous parent, you will have to accomplish double their achievements to outshine them. The pressure is on you. You have to carry the name. John Gotti Jr. decided to follow into his father's footsteps. Even though he had all the money in the world, no matter how hard he worked to move up the ranks, people will say he's only there because of his father. People will start to compare him to his father, and when he became the boss, people will refuse to recognize him as such. Law number 42, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Get rid of the one bad apple as soon as you can to prevent 4 bad apples. One troublemaker is like cancer. Vic Arena was a bad apple that convinced a good amount of men to join him to take the boss to war, which was Carmine Persico. Unfortunately for Vic, it didn't work out the way he wanted it to. But that caused the Third Columbo War, which caused the family to decrease in size due to death in prison. Law number 43, work on the hearts and minds of others. Now, what does Preacher and Wayne Perry have in common? Besides extortion, they came off as friendly guys. They soften you up so they can break you down easy when the time comes. That can catch you off guard. Law number 44, disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Basically make the same moves as your opponent to throw them off. Now, I don't agree with this because you cannot make the same moves if you don't know their moves. Plus, you always want to make the best moves, not the same moves. You want to be a step ahead at all times. Law number 45, preach the need to change, but never reform too much at once. Now, when Paul Castellano became boss of the Gambino family, the soldiers knew it would be some type of change, but not a crazy increase on the kick-up and having to drop off envelopes at his front step, at his house. Those changes caused those guys to hate him, and you never want that. Law number 46, never appear to be too perfect. Envy creates silent enemies. A person that knows everything about you can take you out the game fast. Look what Apples did to his own nephew, trying to get money from Rich Porter. Guys want you to do good, just not better than them. Law number 47, do not go past the mark you aim for. In victory, know when to stop. Do not get too cocky now. Arrogance can cause you to let your guard down. See, John Gotti beat the Feds twice. You would think he would start moving different, right? Wrong. The third time the Feds hit him where it hurts, and he lost. Arrogance was a part of his downfall. Law number 48, assume formlessness. Formlessness is strategic. It gives you the room to maneuver, create surprises. Now, this football season, fellas, so I'm going to use this as a good example. Imagine if Tom Brady used the same playbook on every drop. He would never win. Now, if you're a kingpin, you might want to start moving your stash spots. Switch up, drop off, and pick up locations. Be unpredictable. The biggest mistake people make is that they wait for something bad to happen and then switch up routine. But that's it for now, man. That's all we got. We're finally done. Shout out to everyone that enjoyed this playlist. It was fun. They have a book called The 48 Laws of Power, but I'm sure all you guys know that you can go get. Or you can just watch this playlist to save time. Stay out of trouble, fellas.
I literally just created 50 resumes for all these different job applications. This resume builder is absolutely goated.
Let's see if resume.co really.
And then the defendant then texts back to you, and this is January 21st of 2021. Girl, I don't like Julio. LMFAOOO, ugly ass. You need to die. And SHID, that was Will Friend, and then shot me and my friend died. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, I'm pointing out who did it. What's she saying there? What's she talking about?
This girl is cooked fried.
Well, she's referring to somebody that had just died that we know.
In this gang war?
Yeah, we're basically just gossiping.
Oh, someone they know just died in the gang war. So she has an emotional reason to want to kill Fulio. Day 2 of the Alicia Andrews Fulio murder trial was not good for her. Alicia's close friend testifies to text messages from 2021 where Alicia admits she hates Fulio and wants him to die. These texts also expose she knew someone who died in high school from a shooting, and the victim is also a brother to one of Fulio's shooters. Some very incriminating text messages today. It shows she's well aware of the rap beefs going on, and she did not like Fulio at all, and they're talking about retaliating and shit. I don't think they really had an intent because they're just two girls and they were both like 17. It's still a very, very bad look. So yeah, hit subscribe, let's go. She looked different on day 2. Her hair's all different. One of the first witnesses of the day is a hotel guest that was staying at the hotel that probably heard the shooting.
Do you remember what floor you were on?
Second floor.
And what was your room number?
230, I believe. So I was woken up by some popping sounds. My daughter's boyfriend, Mr. Smith, he threw me down to the ground and shielded me, and I was realizing these were gunshots that I was hearing. My husband got up on the other side of the bed, he was closest to the window, and looked at the window and saw a bullet hole through the window and yelled at us to get down. So we were all very scared and just stayed down until the bullet stopped.
Damn, daughter's boyfriend low-key saved her life. I mean, he put effort in saving her by throwing her on the ground.
To our phones, we called 911, we called the hotel lobby, and I called USF Campus Security because I was really nervous about my daughter being there. Yes.
And where were you, and what bed was you and your husband in?
We were on the bed closest to the window.
This one right here?
Yes, that's correct.
And then your daughter's boyfriend, Mr. Smith, was he in the other bed at the time?
Yes, he was. Yeah, that's our window where the bullet came through.
And then 19E, is that a close-up of the bullet hole that was on your hotel room window?
Yes.
You said that there were bullet holes, is that correct?
Yes.
Where were the first bullet holes that you noticed?
We first noticed it in the passenger seat. As Braden Smith got in, he noticed there were holes in there through the back and the front. And then as I was climbing in, I noticed there was a hole in the back of my seat too, which is the front passenger side.
State's gonna call a bunch of witnesses and people that were affected by the shooting, obviously.
How long have you been with the Tampa Police Department?
Approximately 23 years.
Were you working on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
You said that you were a sergeant, is that correct?
That's correct.
What was your assignment at that time?
I run District 2, Squad 205.
I'm going to ask you specifically about June 23rd, 2024, the early morning hours. Did you respond to the home to suites located at 1606 McKinley Drive?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What time did you receive a call regarding that hotel home to suites?
Approximately 4:40 in the morning.
Did you get any other information when you got dispatched out there?
There was just multiple shots fired and somebody was hit.
How were you dressed on that particular time?
The same uniform I'm wearing currently.
And what type of vehicle do you drive?
At that time I was driving a white Dodge Charger.
Had you or anyone in your squad gotten any information or intelligence that a rapper by the name of Fulio would be at that club that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that also one of the reasons why you were set up at that particular location?
We didn't know he was going there at that current time. We knew he was going to be in the area and he might go to Teasers, which was off of Nebraska Avenue. In truth, we didn't know he was going to until later on.
While you were set up at Truth 18, did anything happen at that location at that point?
No, ma'am.
And you said you responded over to the hotel at 4:40 because of reference to shooting, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did it take to get from where you were set up at Truth 18 to home to suites?
Probably roughly maybe 2 minutes. One of the females was yelling, "Hey, her boyfriend was shot. Check on him. Is he still alive?" At that point in time, I looked over and saw the other vehicle.
What did you see when you saw the other vehicle?
I saw the vehicle sitting there, multiple bullet holes through the front windshield, and I also saw one gentleman laying inside the vehicle.
What did you do at that point?
I ran over to the vehicle, checked if there's any signs of life. At that point in time, there's no signs of life. Noticed there was a blood trail running from the vehicle into the hotel. My other officers got on scene and proceeded into the hotel because we thought there would possibly be an active shooter inside the hotel.
Before we go into that, when you say that you checked for signs of life, how did you do that?
I checked for pulse breathing.
Was there any pulse or was the victim breathing at that point?
No, ma'am, it was not.
So this really is the first cop that checked him. Shit.
That's where the people got out of, and then the vehicle to the left is the one with the bullet holes and where the gentleman was laying.
And part of you, when you were testifying, you said that that vehicle, in order to get back into this hotel, did it leave the roadway at some point to make this entrance?
Yes, ma'am. It actually crossed over the curb area, sidewalk, and through bushes in order to get back into the hotel.
Did you have any concerns about this vehicle initially when you first came into contact with the vehicle?
I thought it was part of the scene somehow. USF PD stayed with the people that were outside in this vehicle to secure this scene. Officer Godchall's found the bullet casings at the home 2 suite, so he stayed at that scene. The other officers ran into the hotel to start doing basically a search to see if there was anybody in the hotel with a firearm or anybody else that needed injuries because of all the blood.
Why do you have Officer Guard Charles post at the scene where you find the shell casings?
Because that's the primary scene. Elevator where the blood continued up through the elevator.
During the course of your search, not only on the first floor but other floors, are there occupied guests in that Holiday Inn? Well, can you tell the jury, and you don't have to go into each one, but are there guests that are trying to exit or opening the doors or having questions as you're doing this clearing of the hotel?
Yes.
All right, cross-examination on the responding officer. See what the defense does here.
You discovered a Glock. Your unit discovered a Glock on Typhoon Creek?
My unit did not. That I'm aware of.
Did anyone discover a Glock on Typhoon Creek?
Yes. Someone at the, I believe it was HCSO at the Advent Health.
What do you include as initial investigation?
So just like going to the scene, trying to figure out what happened, trying to help people, that sort of thing?
Yes.
All right, and after that day, did you work on this case?
No, sir.
All right, so that was your sole involvement in the case?
That's correct, that night.
All right, so you don't have anything to say about whether Alicia Andrews intended to kill Charles Jones?
No, sir.
Probably been like 2 weeks since I hit a program. You're that good? If you're not doing research and you're just sick.
No further questions.
I mean, yeah, that's basically the lawyer going up there to cross-examine him, because they kind of have to, because if they say they don't want to, it's going to look even worse. So you're just separating this client from really being involved in this officer's investigation. So they did an interview with Fox.
This is kind of getting out of control. We're aware of all kinds of this the council has given now to podcasts, and now you're telling me about this foster feedback. I know about that.
Well, again, I don't know if it's accurate. I just heard through the grapevine that it was going to air today.
Council's representations to the court this morning. I would ask for a gag order on all parties as far as any interviews with the media going forward until this trial is over.
Okay, do you object to that?
Yes. Not even necessarily intending to do the interviews, but I recall the beginning of this case, there possibly supervisor meeting. But there needs to be without interview with leaders with evidence and name.
I know, but they're saying from this moment forward, no more. You object to that?
I don't necessarily intend to, but yes.
Okay, so are you telling me you object to it?
Yes.
Okay.
I object to it.
So,
I heard one juror say that they
The state's over, they want a gag order so they don't do any more interviews. I doubt they would do an interview during the actual, meat and potatoes of the trial, but
the problem is, if she gives the interview, the damage is done. Right? Once it airs, the damage is done. I've never had the issue arise ever in 23 years. And then, but for the time being, no one's been talking to the media about this case. Okay, we're in the middle trial.
Did your duties include responding to the area of 3751 East Fowler on June 23rd of 20?
Yes, I responded to that call.
And about what time was that?
I believe the time came out about 4:45.
Why is it that you arrived to that area? Did you receive a call for service directly?
We received a call for service. I believe the original call notes were cars speeding through the parking lot and gunshots have been heard. And as we made our way to the scene, we were informed that somebody was shot.
Obtained that information yet?
We had already known of the victim, Mr. Jones. Prior to the beginning of that shift, we had received some intelligence that he was visiting in town from Jacksonville, and that he had some past arguments with people in the neighborhood. And we were just told just to keep an eye out for him and his movements.
police literally knew of his whereabouts because they know he's a target. That's literally why, and then he ends up dead. It's kind of crazy.
Like an inter-office kind of teletype where agencies will exchange information back and forth.
Not so much a teletype, it was just an email from our intelligence division. I'm not exactly sure how they obtained that information, but we were just told that he was staying at an Airbnb located somewhere out in the county, and that he was more than likely going to be in Tampa for his, I believe he was there for his birthday.
If you don't know, the feds are always on Instagram looking at your Instagram. So post on your Instagram. They're going to know the information. It's public. Don't self-snitch.
Was that relayed to you during your brief before your shift actually started?
Yes, we went over that in our briefing.
Okay, so you're telling us about that because when you got there and made these observations, you related those two things, what the information you learned from your briefing to what you observed on scene.
Right, we didn't officially identify him on scene, at least while I was there, but it was generally understood that this was Mr. Jones that was deceased in the vehicle.
Was that in part because there were also some other lay witnesses on scene at that Holiday Inn?
Correct.
Okay. Though you have a general idea from the manager about where additional people may be, is there still a process that you have to go through to ensure that you get there safely?
Yes. Generally, you are supposed to go floor by floor, using the staircases to clear out the building floor by floor, just to make sure that there's no other additional shooters in the building.
Oh my god. I'm going to have to blur some of this, but these boys are just laying in the middle of the hallway, terrified that the shooters were going to chase them inside the hotel.
Yes, Mr. Norris is going to be the gentleman on the left in the white shirt, and Mr. Edwards is going to be wearing all black on the right hand side.
As you made contact with Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards, were you able to make any visual observations of injuries?
Obviously, Mr. Norris had the gunshot wound to his right shoulder.
You did, though, inquire of them who did this, and they're just reiterating, I don't know.
Correct. And Mr. Edwards, if I remember correctly, he had been shot 3 times in the upper arm, just below the armpit, and an additional 3 times on the right shoulder. And the staff at TGH had informed me that his upper right arm had been broken as a result.
Oh, it shredded the bone of his arm. Something about armpit injuries. Oh, it makes me like cringe. Like I saw someone get in a car accident before and their armpit was like cut open. And bro, technical issues. What they mean technical issues? That's what the defense lawyer does.
And they had no idea as to who might have done this. All right, so they don't know Alicia Andrews?
They never mentioned anybody's name, but at least Miss Andrews. They never mentioned it.
And you also don't know who Miss Andrews is?
No, sir. Pretty much it was just my response to the hotel, and then my follow-up interview with them at TGH. That was the extent of my involvement in this.
Okay, all right, thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, we got a gun expert.
I need $100. Guess I'll just rot until payday. No way, just download Earn It. Check this out. It's money you've earned, so there's no interest, no credit checks.
Yeah.
Can you please repeat the question, please?
Yes. When 556 or 300 blackout rounds pass through intermediate barriers such as automotive glass or automotive sheet metal, can those barriers have an effect on the integrity of the bullet, the projectile itself?
Yes, sir. Typically, those rounds are jacketed with multiple types of metal, so they're designed to kind of come apart, especially to mediums such as tempered glass, which you find on automotive glass.
So the jacketing is on the exterior of the projectile?
Yes, sir.
And is it not uncommon for the jacketing to separate from the cord?
Yes, sir. It's not.
Is the cord normally made out of lead?
Typically, yes, sir.
Officer, have you previously seen these photographs?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you understand these are photographs taken during the execution of the search warrant at Jacksonville? You were not present for that, correct?
I was not.
I don't understand why he put the box ripped up in the sink with water. I mean, what is he doing? Is that his way of disposing this shit? Why not burn it or something?
Does this appear to be another brass catcher that is not attached to a firearm?
It does.
This item here, is that the base plate of a rifle magazine?
That is a base plate of a 30-round PMAG.
PMAG, and that's made by Magpul?
Yes, sir.
Down here on the bottom, these two plastic cases, do you recognize those?
Yes, they appear to be Glock gun cases.
Does this appear to be the front of a Glock pistol case?
Yes.
This writing up here, G19GEN4, what does that designator stand for?
That stands for Glock Model 19 Generation 4, which is the fourth iteration of that firearms model.
FXD 5.51D.
That refers to the pull weight of the trigger, so which is 5.5 pounds.
This is all Sean Gaithwaite's house, by the way. I just want to clarify.
The National Firearms Act dictates that every civilian, unless they have a proper tax stamp, that has a rifle of 16 inches or longer. That rifle doesn't have a 16-inch barrel, so it cannot have a buttstock. So a way around having a tax stamp to the ATF, if you remove the buttstock, it reclassifies the firearm as a pistol. Is a buttstock.
Who took those photographs?
No clue, sir.
You know which agency took the photographs?
Sounds like Jacksonville Sheriff's Office did, sir.
Is today the first time you're reviewing these photographs, or have you seen them before?
Today, it was the first time I've seen them.
Well, the defense lawyers, I feel like, are struggling a little bit.
You know if any of these firearms were used in the murder of Julio Charles Jones?
Since I wasn't there, I don't know the details of the firearms that were found at that location.
Do you know who these firearms belong to?
No, sir, I do not.
Did someone tell you that the house that these firearms were recovered from is the house where Sean Gaithwaite lives?
I don't know who resides there, sir.
So you wouldn't know if Sean Gaithwaite's mother also resides at that house?
You would be correct, sir.
And you wouldn't know if Sean Gaithwaite's mother is in the military or was in the military? Go ahead. I'll ask the question again. You would not know whether Sean Gaithwaite's mother was in the military before, correct?
Correct.
Right. The safe.
I mean, are we going to sit here and defend Sean Gaithwaite? Come on, bro. He's linked to 5 shootings with that weapon. Let's be honest here.
You saw a photograph of a safe, correct?
Yes, sir.
A safe with some rifles inside of it?
Along with other things, yes, sir.
That safe was not broken into by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, correct?
I don't know what the mode of entry was to that safe, sir.
So you don't know if they used a key that they received from someone?
I already told you I don't know what mode of entry they used, sir.
Bro, it sounds like Sean Gaithwaite's mom gave the police everything they needed, bro. The key to the safe, the cameras, footage of them leaving.
You don't know if the brass catchers that you saw in the photographs, you don't know if those brass catchers were used in the murder of Charles Jones, correct? So showing you 54A, see the safe there? You know whose room this is? The safe was found in?
No, sir.
When people go to the range, you said earlier that they use brass catchers to catch the brass that comes from the stub projectiles. Is that correct?
Yes.
Like normal, everyday people, right?
It's something that you can legally buy, yes, sir.
And when you go to the range does not want all of your brass all over the place.
Depending on the range, yes, sir.
They typically make you clean that up.
Yes, sir, they do.
You know who these firearms, who these weapons, who they were registered to?
No, sir.
Did you ever look that up?
It's against the Florida Constitution to have a gun registry, sir, so no.
Well, you did look up who purchased guns, correct?
I can, but that's not a registry.
Forget about the registry. Let me back up.
That is correct.
But there's a record of who purchases firearms, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so there's a registry, and there's this record of who purchased the firearms, correct?
Yes, sir.
You never looked up the registry because it doesn't exist?
I didn't look it up, sir, because I've never seen those firearms in person.
Okay, and because you couldn't look up a registry even if you did see the firearms, right?
I could not look up a registry that does not exist, sir, no.
Correct.
But if you ask me about the bill of sale, I guess in theory...
I'll get to that part. I just want to make sure we're on the same page about
I was answering your question, sir.
the registry first.
There is no registry, sir.
Correct. So, the bill of sale, the record of who purchased the firearms, you never looked that up for any of these weapons?
No, sir.
You don't know who these weapons belong to, and you don't know who the firearms belong to.
That would be correct.
You don't even know if Sean Gaithwaite ever touched these firearms before.
You would be correct.
So he's actually doing pretty good here. He's trying to just point out everything this guy doesn't know in front of the jury to make him look like he's dumb and doesn't really know what he's doing. Doesn't know about the investigation or who touched these weapons.
Do you see the wording on the firearm there?
Yes, sir, I do.
The don't tread on me. Are you familiar with what that is? Is that like, tell me first, are you familiar with it?
I am.
Okay, what does that signify?
In popular culture and history.
Let's start with popular culture.
In popular culture, it's used by a lot of people who I guess feel like it emboldens them to put something like that on a firearm.
And then you said another definition?
Well, in history, it's a naval flag, sir.
A naval flag?
Yes, sir.
Like for someone in the military?
Well, if they were in the military in the 1800s, yes, sir.
In the 1800s.
Do you know why there was packaging inside the sink at the home?
No clue, sir.
You don't know why that packaging was in the sink?
No idea, sir.
You don't know who put it there?
No, sir.
You don't know if JSO put it there?
Never been to that residence, sir.
And then you mentioned ATK and 6 Block, right?
I did not mention that, sir.
Well, the state mentioned it to you, and you said you never heard about 6 Block?
He asked me if prior to my involvement with this case, had I ever heard of those organizations, and I answered the question.
Right, so you all mentioned 6 Block on direct.
I'm sorry, repeat the question. I don't understand what you're trying to ask me.
I'm asking you if on direct examination the state asked you about 6 Block. Do you remember that question?
Yes.
All right. Since this investigation started, did you learn what 6 Block is?
I learned during this investigation of the organization, and that's the extent of my knowledge of them, sir.
When you called over to JSO on the day of the investigation of the murder, someone from JSO told you about 6 Block.
Yes, sir.
They told you that the victims that you came across, they were members of 6 Block, right?
Yes, sir.
That includes Julio?
Yes, sir.
Charles Jones, right?
Yes, sir.
Gino Norris?
I don't have a roster of who 6 Block is, sir.
So you don't remember the names, correct?
No, sir.
But you were told that the victims were members of 6 Block.
To the extent you remember, you can answer. Go ahead.
So Chris's Monopoly Go fantasy draft didn't pan out the way we
remember.
You were told that the victims were members of 6 Block.
Yes, sir.
At the same time, if you think big picture, this really doesn't help Alicia in any way. I would love to see more evidence directly pertaining to her, but they have to lay out the whole case.
The "Don't Tread on Me" symbol that we saw on that rifle, is that commonly placed on firearms in the Second Amendment community?
Yes, sir.
In the firearms community?
Yes, sir.
Is it commonly seen in firearms manufacturing on firearms?
Yes, sir.
And you said it's a naval flag.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard it referred to as a Gadsden flag?
I have.
Okay. And are you aware of the fact that during the Revolutionary War and just prior, that Americans in this country utilized that flag to tell the British not to tread on them?
Yes, sir.
Overruled. Go ahead.
And is it not as a patriotic flag to a lot of people in this country?
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to talk to you about, because I think there's some confusion here about firearms registries and bills of sale. Is there a firearm registry in the state of Florida?
No, sir.
You can buy a gun, and it's not registered, correct?
Correct.
In fact,
I honestly didn't know this about certain states. I don't know a lot about gun state bullshit. Having no registry of firearms, I mean, you're just asking for fucking chaos. What is this, GTA?
you cannot register, a manufacturer, a seller, a retailer cannot register a firearm.
That's correct.
In this state. It violates state law, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because it's an infringement on the Second Amendment, correct? Is it an infringement on the Second Amendment?
It's against the Florida Constitution for there to be a registry within the state of Florida.
And that's a section of the Florida Constitution that mirrors the Second Amendment?
Yes, sir.
But when you buy a gun in the state...
The Constitution is the Constitution. On cat's tail. I have a 15-pound cat on me, by the way.
There are certain forms that have to be filled out. I believe they are ATF regulation forms.
Yes, sir.
In law enforcement, is there a database through the ATF that state agencies such as the Tampa Police Department or city agencies can utilize to find out the original sale of that firearm?
Yes, sir.
Now, once the original sale of the firearm occurs, can the person who possesses the firearm then make a private sale to another individual?
Yes, sir.
And in the state of Florida, is that required to be tracked in any way?
No, sir.
And since you were asked to speculate about the sheriff's office in Jacksonville, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you know in the state of Florida, in this trial, is only for Jacksonville Sheriff's Office? So on.
No, sir.
Do you know who might
No, sir.
Do you know who might call Jacksonville Sheriff's Office this Monday?
No, sir.
Are you aware of the fact that any tribal leader testified?
No, sir.
About the search warrant and those photographs?
No, sir.
Sounds like they got some Jacksonville police or whatever detectives coming up to testify Monday. That's what Big Soup said. That's someone translating to this guy. Apparently his wife got hit or injured or something during this. How long has my ship been frozen? Alright, that's someone translating to this guy. Apparently his wife got injured.
My wife just used the nervous, and very quickly she complained of the pain in her leg.
Were you able to see the red letter at that time?
Wait, I didn't know that random people in the hotel got hit by something. Did they get hit by a projectile?
After we checked, we saw that something that burned and we found that piece of paper.
I'm guessing she got grazed by like a bullet fragment or a piece of something. Okay, now we have apparently a longtime friend of Alicia Andrews testifying here.
My entire life. How old are you? 23 years old. Do you know a person by the name of Alicia Andrews? Yes, I do. How long have you known Alicia Andrews? Over a decade. Is Alicia Andrews, is she part of the court today? You said you've known her for over a decade. How would you describe the nature of your relationship? Just one of my best friends. And I know that I previously found out you correct. Correct. And I asked you some questions about whether or not your friend Alicia Andrews was dating somebody by the name of Isaiah Chance. Is that correct? Correct. And how long had Alicia Andrews been dating Isaiah Chance before June of 2024? I would say 2 years. Have you yourself ever met Isaiah Chance? And has Alicia Andrews actually talked to you about Isaiah Chance? Yes. Both in person and through text messaging on her phone.
Are they going to get into how she knew he was out in the streets participating? So
did Alicia Andrews ever mention to you that Isaiah Chance was in a gang? She mentioned that everyone was in a gang. And when did she mention that? When was that conversation? Was that before June of 2024?
It was before June of 2024, but I can't give you a specific date.
Did you previously say that you thought it was in January or February of 2024?
Yes, I did. I was around that date.
Do you remember what gang that was?
I believe it's NHG.
And is that a gang in Jacksonville, Florida?
Yes, it is.
And you yourself living in Jacksonville, Florida, you are aware with a rapper by the name of Julio Charles Jones, the victim in this case. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And that is a name that you have been familiar with for a very long time. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Approximately how many years have you known or heard of Julio Charles Jones?
Since like 2016, so I would say going on a decade.
And at the top where it says January 19th of 2021, where the defendant, Ms. Andrews, is saying or texting you in a message, but if you think about it, everybody dissing everybody, what does PPL mean?
Just agree.
Once you get a taste for something different, different is all you'll live for. Try it. Try different.
What a diva. Not me. The Amazon box.
This is forgery. Here, give me your key.
What just happened? Hold on, it's not here.
On April April 25th, 2025.
Everybody spam W video.
Members First Credit Union after it was alleged that 26-year-old Jabari Dennis had attempted to cash a fraudulent check by changing the name of the recipient, which coincidentally was reported stolen just days prior. Here's what happened when officers arrived.
Hi, how are you, sir? Doing good. What's going on? No, I'm asking. What are you doing? You waiting on something? Okay. Do you have an ID? She got it?
Okay. I already got these checks. I was reselling stuff, so I started doing dirt bike. After checking, he gave
you this for a dirt bike?
Yeah. So I tried to do the mobile, but then it said that's how much.
So he's trying to cash a fake check. That's what he's saying.
Take a certain amount of days. I'll be back. That's the point. I just was at KLD last night. He gave me, and I got another one at KLD next week. So.
I think he's telling the truth for lying.
You sold the dirt bike too?
I don't got his information, and somebody should be live.
So it was a friend of a friend, basically.
Yeah.
It's been changed. What kind of dirt bike is it?
These 6 people are all claiming to be NFL players. 5 of them are telling the truth, but 1 is lying. The 5 NFL players have
What's up? It's Ryder Lyons, 5-star quarterback, class of 2026, and I'm wearing Under Armour heat gear. It makes me feel comfortable.
What they do?
Or does it just go to the channel that's like the main uploader or something?
The uploader.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. That could be it. And like, you know, because the main uploader could just do collab, and everybody just accept the collab, maybe. But I don't know. I'm just talking at this point.
Hold on, so this, that's an upload. Hold on, Bang, 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 bang. Rakad, Black Boy, man.
Black Boy.
That nigga move fast with this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like all this just happened like the other day, nigga.
Bro, nigga, I heard the beat yesterday.
Niggas ain't no time.
Nah, but I feel like in this day and era, bro, like this is what you gotta do, bro. Like you gotta be waiting, bro. People ain't, bro. Attention span is TikTok is doing. You know what I'm saying? TikTok, man, it's cooked.
Oh, let me see who this is on before. Copyright. 3 times. Hold on. 1 second, chat. I want to see.
You got something?
Yeah, it says on the 5-star. Let's see who. What's the shit called? Turn up.
Nah, he turned though. He turned.
Right.
Tell me,
they gonna get murdered. Everybody
bitch, I'm making this, and they saying that I'm next up. Bullshit, what the cover, put his diamonds on her necklace. Shorty hitting my dick, she better put her hands up. Only 16, but I'm stacking on these bands up. Big pack going on tons up, I got bankroll. No free shows, playing games, and I can't go. No sweat, step my bitch, dropping her waist roll. That's hard.
You hear what he's saying though?
That nigga said something, but I'm into you. Like, bro, you gotta get it though. You gotta get what he meant though. He double entendre. Look. Right there. I like that.
I'm with baby glitch, we turns up, we in the booth. I might fuck with you for the night, but I'm not into you.
You get like, hey, let's go.
Nah, let's go back here.
Hey, we ain't gonna say
Nah. Where the double entendre, nigga? Where the fuck was the double entendre, nigga?
They sent us on the way, right? Alright, bet. Alright.
Bands on the beam of promise, I ain't ready to cool. It's 5-star X25, this ain't nothing new. Niggas steady hating, we got millions in our pants. Yo, bitch on my body, I ain't give the hoe a chance. Glitch, get spaz, and now we hating his little dance. This is for the mic, and I ain't testing you again. Yo, we about to turn up, hit that little record.
They made some cool shit for like the A's, like yeah, you know. Some fun shit. That shit going crazy on TikTok, though. That little thing, we probably hit that motherfucker.
What I was gonna say, what you think about Ricardo? You think he got a chance to keep doing this shit, or you think he should stop?
I mean, he's young, but he do whatever. He
Do whatever
like,
he wanna do,
like,
yeah.
See what Speed did, bro. Speed, I don't think Speed was just dropping, like, good or not. Like, but as long as the thing is, bro, we in the age, bro, where like this shit is moved by stream, bro. Like numbers, the stream numbers. You know what I'm talking about? So it's not even necessarily about how good it is. Like, can you get people to stream it?
That's simple.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that's what's
going on.
That's what's going on. That's what's gonna get them enough deal.
Weeks in a row, I've lost every single parlay by one. I'm gonna quit.
Alec, you have to chill out.
There's tools for this.
All right, FYBJ, man. Welcome back to the status update. I know I get on your nerves a lot, but, you know, I have to call you out, you know, when you go on my platform. You know, you're one of my brothers. I need you, you know.
Just like everybody around you. We all need you, you know. You the shit right now, you know. Yeah.
Oh, you got asthma in hell now. Do your homework on J-Man having asthma.
Yeah, I got asthma, bro. I went to the doctor and they told me I had to quit smoking. So I put the I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. Let's just start that. I don't do drugs no more. So I'm practicing what I preach. You did your homework on Dare.